Hey, so football.
Hey, football's closed.
I was a football player in school.
You look like a football.
I did play basketball 1 year Pee-wee.
Tell him the size you were growing up.
I was this size.
So you quit growing in like what, 7th, 8th grade?
12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't grown
So you
since
were
I
a
was 12.
beast in the Pee Wee League.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did basketball one time, and my hand-eye coordination wasn't quite there for it. And I had fun, but I was so big. I was playing with kids that were older than me and better than me, and they had been playing for longer.
Right.
It showed. So yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, but I bet you were a beast in football. You were a beast, I'm sure.
No.
Right.
So Gulfport High's got a pretty solid football team.
Yeah,
right?
we do. You know, in our season, we're getting close. Today was our first day of school for the teachers. The kids come back on Friday. And then officially we can get started football next week when we get back in school. So, yeah, I think we're going to have a good team. I always look forward to high school football. It's fun. And
are you friends with the coaches?
Absolutely. We
Are you
all
out
get
there
along.
recruiting?
Well, we also
That's what he's doing.
And I've got 4 or 5 kids that play football, and typically your better athletes can play a couple sports.
Yeah.
You look and guys that can play several sports, that's hard to do at a high level, and so we've got several guys that are going to help us that are on the football team this year, and got a couple kids that play baseball as well.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, Garrett.
I got the yellow ribbon. So, it's okay.
How many times did you sit back just relaxing? Understand movements coming in, yeah, we got the packs in. I don't really wanna see no more traffic. Last pack just came in, let's get it out.
I had a hard
Wanna be okay, wanna be alright.
Number of
Wanna see the world.
wires. Need to make one in the morning.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Who did that?
Yeah, what?
What we just saw.
We did, yeah.
Big time.
Jordan's he's a genius whenever it comes.
Well, I think we have. I mean, we did. If you look at how we do the cuts in it, it's definitely we have so much footage that we save.
Yeah.
So it really ain't like it's a lot. If you look at that, it's a lot of our cut, like our throws, and then if you see some of our intros, we like putting our friends out there, like Colin Gavette, Dean Hewlett. No, Dean Hewlett's he's 17 years old in that picture. That's a real photo his mom sent me.
You're never safe. You might be in the next intro.
You never know.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Kathy and Susie's Kids. I'm Matthew Brooks.
Jordan.
I'm Owen.
And
Kiowa.
Come on, we got Kyle in here now, huh?
Yep.
Owen Miller, Kyle, what's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Second visit. You're actually on camera this time.
I know.
Yeah. You
good.
feel a little more comfortable this time, or?
Yeah.
I know you were nervous last time.
This place makes me relax.
Well, we got the new setting,
Yeah.
new setup. I'm digging it. We got backrest before there was none of that.
We had the metal,
I love the new setup.
the metal target chairs, and coach, you see us about 15 minutes in. I look over and Matt's going, "Oh, we got to cut this short." And then we had these chairs, and I paid $80 for that. We had that over there, and honestly, neither one of us really thought it was going to look well. Like it was kind of like, throw this over here, and then
But it's to the point to where who cares what it looks like.
No, it's
That's
impressive.
more what
I mean,
it feels like.
It's got character,
We appreciate it.
and it looks good, and it feels good. I think that's probably what you're after more than
Yeah,
anything.
it
It
is.
feels right.
it's just so getting some nice table chairs, super expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, table chairs are really high. We're looking at a few of them. They're a few $100s a piece.
Yeah.
Just investments.
I'm on that
We'd
$50
rather
budget.
spend our money on
Yeah.
equipment.
I'm on that $50 budget.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. And it's got more character this way. It looks great, man.
Eventually, this whole thing's gonna be duct taped somehow.
Wait. What? All right. So Coach Miller, tell us about basketball, man. When'd you get into this?
Man, I grew up here in Gulfport, and I played at Gulfport High School. I finished in 1989.
Good year.
Yeah, I played for Coach Jenkins. I was on 2 state championship teams, and then my senior year, we lost in the state semifinal to Biloxi, who would go on and win the state championship. But And then I went to college. I played basketball. I went to Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. I played there for 2 years. Then I transferred and finished at Mississippi College. I played there 2 years. And then I began my career. I was very fortunate out of college that I was hired by Richard Williams at Mississippi State, and went to a Final Four there. We were a game away from the national championship game. Syracuse beat us in the national semifinal. And from there, I went to Texas San Antonio, from Texas San Antonio to Colorado State to Ole Miss. And hotty toddy. And and then I've been here at Gulfport High School. This is going into my 12th year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been great.
So you got like almost the most experience.
I got a lot, on both sides, head coaching and assistant. I was an assistant for 17 years, and this will be my 12th year.
What's the difference, though, an assistant head coach and head coach? I mean, is there a big difference, or
there is? There's the difference is that it's on you, and you're sitting in a staff meeting and you're talking to your coaches, and you've got to be the one to make the decision. So, whereas an assistant coach, I can say, "Hey, coach, I think we need to do this," and you do it, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Whereas the head coach, you're gonna, it's on you, and then you've got to deal. Head coaches, people relate better to football in the South. An offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special team coach. We do the same thing in basketball. You've got the perimeters, you've got the forwards, you've got baseline out of bounds, you've got side out of bounds. And so you've got to be able to take all that in now, where in the past as an assistant coach, you're responsible for one side of the ball, whether it be offense or defense. And as a head coach, you've got to manage all that. So that's the biggest difference.
What goes into let's just go through a week or prepping for a game. How many coaches are you surrounded by at the school, and the meetings, the practices? What does it take for a week?
Well, and I'm going to say we're in our season.
Okay.
Right now, obviously, it's different because we don't play till November. So we're not.
It's coming up quick, though.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it. Football's in a lot different stage than we are. Football's playing in a month.
Right.
We're not playing for several months. But when we're in a season, we do a lot of film work. For instance, let's say we play on a Friday night. Typically, we play on Tuesday, Fridays, and then we'll play on a lot of Saturdays. But we play on a Friday night. Move it up a little bit. Is that better? Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Huh?
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So on a Friday night, we get done playing. Win or lose, we're talking about the game on Tuesday. So we're about 3 or 4 days ahead. So, for instance, we play on Friday night. We will take Saturday off, and we'll come back and practice on Sunday. And on Sunday, we've got to have a game plan in order for our game on Tuesday. So you're about 4 days ahead.
That's tough.
Yeah, well,
how many games is the season?
We have 28 that we're allowed, and then we've got our district tournament, which is another 2 in the playoffs. So, yeah, basketball's long, man. I mean, our season, as it relates to any other sports in high schools, it's a long season. NBA, you play 82 games.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Now, baseball, you play 182 maybe in pro baseball, but high school baseball, they're playing a season over about 7 weeks.
Right.
What's the prep for the beginning for the game though? The game day. What is game day like?
Game day, you hope everything's done. Game day, we'll go over how we're going to cover them.
Okay.
For instance, we'll talk about our coverages, and then we'll talk about how we're going to attack them, and we'll show them that on the floor, and then we'll show them that through film. We have this package called Huddle. Football uses it too, but the how quickly you can get information and break clips down is almost instantaneous, where it used to be, man, when I first got in this, we'd have 2 VCRs and we'd hit play and record, and you would have to go through the tapes. Now we just type it in there and it really clips it for us. So it makes our job a lot easier.
He's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah. 28 years. This be year 29.
That's pretty respectful. How many dubs do you got? Do you know?
I have no clue.
You don't keep a track on? Do you know how many losses you got?
I know. I can tell you this. I know who beat us in our last game. I mean, I can tell you that. It's interesting. For whatever reason, maybe when I retire, the wins will be more. Our state championship season in 2014, I'll never forget. Hope there's more of those. But you're when we win, I'm relieved. When we lose, I'm miserable.
Looking for a reason.
I've watched some clips of you
Yeah.
going like on the court, halfway down the court, talking to the refs, and you get interactive with this with the game.
Sure, and I love what I don't feel like I've worked a day in my life. Basketball has been way better to me than I've been to it.
That's awesome. So you could say that.
Matt,
a lot of people can't say that.
You know, remind me of a little bit. It remind me of last night we watched Semi-Pro.
Yeah,
Jackie Moon when he was eating nachos and he stopped,
knocked him out of the guy's hand.
No, he gets in it like full blown suit.
No, he is.
I mean, fully decked out, and when that game's on, he's alive in that game. And
So
I'm finding some footage. You can find it on YouTube. There's footage of you on YouTube.
wow,
Just
Didn't know
like
that.
doing his hand movements and stuff. They're serious.
Yeah.
So do you have any superstitions that you live by that we need to know about? Like game
that I
day
live
superstitions
by?
are like,
Yeah, man. I'll wear the same socks. If we start winning, I'll wear the same pair of socks for sure.
do you coach that to your kids? Do you tell them the same
No,
thing? And they
no,
get their own superstitions?
I'll be honest. On a game day, I really don't want to be around our team.
No,
No,
not until it's time.
I want to go on the floor and do our shoot around for 55 minutes, and then
Wait, you said 55 minutes?
Yeah, we'll practice 55 minutes
Before the game.
Day of the game.
That's a long time.
That's a long game. That's
Nah,
a practice.
You feed them?
Not really.
You feed them?
Yeah, we feed them.
What do they get? What do they get?
Well, when we go on the road, they get Subway. We got a great deal of Subway. You can think about this. You
Yeah.
can get a 6-inch sub, bag of chips, and a bottle of water for $5.
Yeah, that's a
That's a
steal.
pretty good deal.
Not a deal.
Probably a cookie
then-
for another 3.
And then our, yeah,
You're
and
good.
then our parents help. We got a great booster club, which is critical to our program.
Do you have your own bus, like decked out?
No,
Are you a bus driver?
no, I don't drive, but we ride the
That's a
yellow
good question.
dog. We ride the yellow dog. man.
See, like most coaches that we had also were bus
Drive a bus,
drivers. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't drive.
You're
a
too
bus.
big time for that. You're
No,
coming
I'm
off.
not too big time. No, I've done everything. I've done everything as it relates to it, except drive a bus.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. No, no.
And
It's
so
scary.
our assistants do that, and it's a way for them to make a little bit extra money,
Right, right.
so that they can make not a whole lot, but still every little bit helps.
That's right. Because the teachers don't get paid a lot.
Sure.
What kind of facility? I mean, I've never seen Gulfport's basketball facility, but is it
Time.
pretty large?
Big time.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's
Super
one of the best in the state. It's beautiful as our school is. But the up until now, the Burt Jenkins Gymnasium was the newest building on campus. Now, within the last few years, we've gotten a new school there. But we've got a great facility. There's so much history as you walk in it. Every picture of every championship. We've got 9 state championships.
Wow, that's impressive.
And you grew up there. This is your life. I mean, and
Absolutely.
you come,
won 3,
back.
right?
Yeah, won 2 as a player.
A player and 1 as a
and
coach.
lost, and then we have won 1 as a coach.
That's awesome.
When you came back, when you took the job for Gulfport High, what was that 2000? 2010, 11?
It would be my 12th year.
Yep.
What was that? 11? Yeah.
So what did it feel like to return to the school that you started everything? Like,
Man, it was humbling.
It's a different.
Honestly.
It was a different school. It was. literally.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
humbling to, I played for a guy named
Different.
Burt Jenkins who won 7 state championships as a coach there. His name's on the floor, his name's on the building. Had a huge impact in my life, and so to be able to come back and coach at a place that did so much for me, it was humbling. Yeah, it still is when I walk in there every day. Yeah,
and you got your own office now.
I got my own name on it and all
No,
that.
you got is it a plaque? Is it a plaque?
No, it's just like a teacher, man.
Do you have your own golf cart?
No, at home.
Do you have to teach?
I do. I teach what's called ingenuity first period. This is my schedule this year. I learned it today, which is credit recovery. I'll have kids in there that are trying to get caught up, seniors that need a class to graduate, to
Right.
get caught up.
Been there.
Yeah, and then I'll be in PE for 2nd and 3rd block. 4th block, I'm in there with our 9th grade program with our 9th grade coach, and then 5th block, I'm in there with.
So
our
coach,
varsity and JV
let's
team.
go to. You said
Yeah.
PE.
Yeah,
We're talking dodgeball.
yeah, whatever. Get on the track, and we do all kind of stuff.
Do y'all do dodgeball though?
Yeah, absolutely.
You should.
Yeah,
That's dope.
absolutely.
That is. You have a great job.
Y'all know Coach D'Angelo, right? He'll be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be in PE
Next year,
together.
he'll coach algebra.
Coach
I mean, you know.
Coach Mac Mahan, our baseball.
He's not that
coach.
good at golf though, from what I hear.
Who's that? Coach D'Angelo?
Yeah, I heard he's not. I heard he's not really good.
He can really play. I've never
Huh?
played with him. He can play.
So Kyle, what was your favorite activity in PE class? I would guess the parachute where everybody does popcorn, but that's my guess.
Honestly, slipping into the woods, having a dip or smoke, maybe. and then we get back, and then we had football right after. or
Yeah,
baseball.
you were that kid.
You know, I remember
Yeah, yeah.
kickball.
Kickball.
was one of my favorites as a kid.
We used to slip in the woods. This is what we did.
Where'd you go to school at?
Woodsies,
Where'd you go to school at?
different places.
Yeah.
Where'd you finish at?
Oh, Michigan,
A
birch bark woods, but it was woods.
birch bark.
Birch.
woods.
You ever see birch?
I've seen birch
Put it on
trees.
paper. It's cool. No, and then Laurel, Waynesboro.
Just a traveler.
You're a straight up gypsy.
Just a gypsy.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad
man.
you're here.
And you're bringing some fire guests with you.
You guys, and if you need some good landscaping
Hey,
or the
Oh, you
best
need
colors,
some hair
color.
color.
What do you do? Colorist?
I'm only color.
Yeah,
Only color.
If you need your hair colored, I know a guy.
Yeah.
and landscape.
I said landscaper.
Yeah.
He brought
Either
his
way.
kid to camp. You tell you that story?
Yeah.
He
Mm-mm.
brought his kid to our camp, our basketball camp, and that's really kind of how we met.
We
Was
played
at our
sports.
basketball camp.
People don't
Yeah.
realize we
And we'll have a camp. We'll have a camp. It typically was in the summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna promote our camp,
Yeah.
but it'll be in January this year. And you guys got to make sure you promote it. It's for
Yeah, absolutely. For
elementary
the
and junior
kids.
high kids. Absolutely.
I saw this. So we're from St. Martin. We did
Love the camp.
we did that
Grandma's-
whenever we were there, but I just saw they were advertising for their football camp there. But Charlie Pavlis is their basketball
I
coach.
know Charlie really well. He's a
I
good
love
friend.
I love Charlie, man.
Charlie's a great
He's
guy.
done great for
He
that
has.
program.
Really has.
He
Done a
started.
great job.
Yeah.
I think he was a student.
What's it
teacher when
cost?
we were there.
What's it cost?
It's like $25, man. And
That's
you can
it?
Drop your kid off at 8 a.m. and we'll feed them twice. Be done at noon. Yeah, it's big time. We've already had our football camp. We had a cheerleading camp this summer. We'll have baseball, soccer. I'll get that stuff to y'all. You guys promote it.
You just come over and we'll do another
Absolutely.
podcast.
We personally, I
And-
love
and
the
for the
basketball
for the
camp.
parents
I mean,
out
it's
there, it's a
awesome.
great way to drop your kid off and let them go do something sport wise, and they're promoting much more than athletics. It's about being a good teammate. It's about making sacrifice. All those things our kids need to hear.
Is it
And it
hard?
gets them off their trigger fingers.
Is it hard though? This is like it's got to be hard to be a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
a head coach, like that's a responsibility.
yeah. And you got to be thick skinned, that's for sure. You know, everybody sees, you know, my father's an attorney, my wife's an attorney, and you know, they can go to court and lose and they still getting paid, man. And
Yeah.
nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
Man, in athletics, win or lose, everybody's going to know and everybody's going to second guess you. So you can't get into what people are saying. You can't get in what did you know? My mom, Owen, can you believe this guy said this about you up in the stands? And that's just part of it, Mom. That's kind of what we sign up for. So it's different in that way, but the work, man, there's nothing like the work. There's nothing like being a part of a team. There's nothing like being in hard situations. with
How
a
many
group of guys.
players?
We carry between 15 and 20 JV to varsity. Then we've got about 15 on our.
Are you about
13.
grades too?
Oh, absolutely.
So you're pretty strict.
Oh, the whole deal. You got to be if you want to win, and kids want discipline, and you got to coach them where they're at. Everybody's different. We coach kids that come from completely different backgrounds, who have great support at home, who have no support at home.
All right.
So I'm not the coach that's going to say, I'm going to coach you the same way I coach him. I'm not that guy. It's not the way it used to be. And everybody says blames it on the kids. Well, it's not. It's the parents.
I can see that.
It's the parents that have changed more than anything. And everybody puts it on the kids. So I fight for that. But it's everybody's different. You got to coach them where they're at. And we all come from different backgrounds. And that's important to get. If
Get
you're
your
going to get the
mom
most
some
out
ace
of
for
it.
next time. When somebody says that, your mom just teach her how to. Don't worry about that.
What is? Hold on a second, Randy Richardson. What are you saying? Hey, that's copyrighted. Garrett, do you see that?
Ricardo, what's he saying?
You know Randy, huh?
Oh, Ricardo, what's he saying? You know Randy.
I know Randy.
Everybody knows
I know
Randy.
Randy.
Hey, that's
Everybody
copyrighted.
knows Randy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's copyrighted.
We have no idea. We're trying to figure this out now.
Patch just wants you to take your shirt
I'm,
off.
dude, I'm not going to do it this
Yeah, I'm
episode.
not
Ask
We're
me,
with the
come
coach.
over-
We got to
come over
respect the
and pick me
coach.
up real quick.
Huh?
I need a ride home, maybe. Ricky or Randy can come get me and take
Where's
me over.
Randy at?
He's coming somewhere.
He's got a golf
He's
cart
up there.
there. So.
Well, so thank
You
you.
guys watch a lot of ball? Do you watch?
I started
basketball? Do you
getting-
follow ball.
I just started getting into it last year. I like watching basketball highlights.
Okay.
But I don't even watch football. So I mean, I'm not into sports. But
Got you.
if I have to watch a sport, it'd definitely be basketball.
Okay.
See, I'm more football.
Well,
all
to me, it's
football.
fast paced for me on basketball. Like
But
I like.
I've been to basketball games. Like we went and watched the Pelicans play a couple
Yeah.
times. I've been to some Nuggets games. I've been to March Madness. I watched that.
It's the best sport event there is.
Yeah, I know.
3 weeks of it.
The first time I think I moved over to a school in Florida for a semester, and I didn't really know anyone over there. And it was March that semester, and I just sat there and watched basketball in my
Yeah.
dorm room.
March
And kind of like
Madness.
fell in love with it a little
Yeah.
bit, and more so than the NBA.
Yeah.
But I played 2K.
Yeah.
That's a solid one right there.
all our guys play 2K. You have to come play them. We'll
Yeah.
work on them a little bit.
They can't get coach on the sticks or what?
Man, no, I don't. I want to beat them in free throws, or
What is your record for 3 free throws in a row?
He doesn't. Do you have your records
yeah,
down?
man. I made, that's one thing we chart. And when I played at Gulfport High, it was close to 200 in a row.
What?
It was like 100. I say 200. It was a little over 150. And then obviously Mahmoud Abdul Rauf made 283 in a row, which he shot for an hour during practice.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. And he's a second all-time leading free throw shooter in the history of the
Mhm.
NBA. Behind I think Steve Kerr holds a record for in Mahmoud's percentage is like 1/10 of a point.
So Kyle, what kind of sports are you in?
right now.
Yeah, you into sports?
He's a baseball guy.
Baseball,
Yeah.
maybe. And
His son,
bowling, racquetball, pickleball. I mean, just any ball.
I think I'll pick up on it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely watch sports until I was probably early
I like
20s.
sports.
I watch everything.
I can't watch.
Yeah, I
much
can
on
tell.
I'm
Huh?
competitive,
because I'm hyperactive. So.
but I don't like.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's boring.
Yeah.
Like baseball,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
playing baseball. Boring to watch.
It's
I
hard
did
to
watch
watch.
Ole Miss
It's hard
play,
to
but
I'd rather watch bowling or golf than baseball.
golf seems boring to me
Oh my
too.
gosh, I can't watch it.
I could play
Did
it.
y'all watch the
Even
British
if you
Open?
love it,
No.
I can watch it.
I love
Mm-mm.
the British Open.
Do you need some duct tape, coach?
I need something.
He's about to break it
got it.
down.
I got some pliers right here, coach.
I got it.
They're not
I got
the
it.
crazy ones, right?
You don't like the crazy ones?
I made it work. I see
Trivia
what you got
question.
now.
Which coach in a major sport took the first known Gatorade bath?
Florida.
That was at the University of Florida for
Yep.
sure. Would that have been
Do it.
They go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Been a football coach.
I can't remember his name, but I know it was Florida.
I think Steve Sloan was
yeah.
the basketball coach, but who was the football coach? Wasn't Steve Spurrier? Who was our football coach? Longtime football coach.
Mm-hmm.
University of Florida. That's who it had to be.
Did we not get to eat now?
What?
I mean, what happened? We got it right. Well, at least it was Florida.
It was
Right.
Florida.
Yeah,
Who
it
was
was
the coach? What was his name?
Tell us, Chris. We need
yeah,
to know.
Chris, what's up?
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Trivia with Chris. All right. I guess
Chris.
we'll find out in a few minutes.
So, coach, did you know like your goal was to make it to NBA, correct? Is that what you
Well,
wanted? Is that what you
I
wanted?
tell you, my goal was to play college basketball, to get a scholarship.
And you did it.
and I did that.
Okay.
I always thought I was probably never going to be good enough to play pro ball. But I was a good high school player. Obviously, I went to college for free for basketball. But that was always my goal, to be a college player growing up.
And you pulled it off.
Yeah.
Now, when you see these kids that are coming through now and they got their goals, I mean, what do you do to help facilitate that?
Be real with them.
Yeah.
You got some of them, I coach guys that have no aspirations of playing college ball. And to be honest with you, when I first became a high school coach, that was real hard for me to deal with, because I was like, what? You don't want to play college ball? What are you playing for?
Some of them are so good that they.
But I was brought up.
Can you can go straight to NBA now though, right?
No, that's going to change.
Okay.
That is going to change.
They're changing. I think.
So
it's-
we just gotta grab that.
Yeah.
See that
It's
bottom
not-
screw at the bottom?
18, I think it's going to
On
be
your-
back to
on your
18.
right
I
side right
believe.
there.
That one.
Yep, just gotta tighten it up. Guys, we are eventually gonna duct tape this whole entire podcast. No, the other one.
You ever seen
That
a
one.
coach with a wrench? What
Yeah.
that's like? Yeah, look at that.
Sponsored by Harbor Freight.
I got it.
Yeah.
There you go,
Shout
coach. Look.
I got it. But yeah, so that was hard for me, but because not every high school kid wants to be it, and that's okay.
Right.
And that was my hang up. And then you've got some that think I'm going to put every egg in making the league. And I'm telling them, man, you're not going to make the league probably. You know, the reality is a high school kid, let's say a senior this year, if he's lucky, he's got 5 years of basketball left.
Right.
He's got his senior year and he's got 4 years of college, if he's lucky. So,
Yeah, it's like 1 out of every million make it. Or
yeah, and you've got to be real with them. And I think I can speak from experience, and I spent 17 years Division I basketball. Man, if you're not physically gifted enough, you're not making it.
Right. Now, how many kids have you got to coach that did make it?
I've had none that have made the NBA and as a high school coach. Now I've been around lottery picks as a coach. You know, I've seen guys. Eric Dampier at Mississippi State was a lottery pick. We had a kid at Colorado State that was a first round pick. We had 4 others at Mississippi State that were first rounders. We had a second round pick at Ole Miss, 2 second round picks at Ole Miss. We had second round pick at UTSA. So I've been around a lot of guys that have made it in the NBA.
But so Gen X is important.
Yes.
Have you had them players that had it but didn't follow through with their grades and stuff, where you had to like say, you know what, you got to be serious about this? I think what was it, Kobe Bryant, that just practiced more than anybody.
Yes,
like,
yeah,
that's what made him great.
Yeah. And he was gifted, and then he worked harder than everybody.
Do you think you've seen that some of that with your students where they just like, you know what, I'd rather party, or I'd rather go have that girlfriend, or I'd rather be around my friends, and they throw it all away?
Yes. And I've been around guys in college. There's a guy here that's here, a guy named Marcus Bullard that I coached at Mississippi State that played at Long Beach High School. Marcus Bullard was, as a sophomore, led us to the Final Four at Mississippi State. 6'4" point guard, never turned the ball over, guarded your best player, ran our team, and got in trouble and went to prison.
Lots of natural athletes.
And should have made $100 million in the NBA and didn't make a dime in the NBA. And that's I mean, he was special and was the best leader I've ever been around. Just ran our dressing room. That's coach talk. And what I mean by that, you've always got people in your dressing room that aren't playing, that are upset, or you've got a guy that's playing in our game, I'm not getting enough shots. Well, you didn't say that around him in the dressing room, because he was going to confront you. And a lot of people are afraid to do that. So,
and the energy was just there.
Well, yeah, and you knew that he was gonna acknowledge it, and should have made a ton of money and never made it.
It's respect. It's respect that all coaches should. It's I get it. Like, coaches used to be tough like that. You know, like
it's hard to. I would think it'd be hard to be a coach now, because the coaches that I had whenever I was coming up, I mean, it was a tough love.
Yeah.
And I feel like the coddling that's taking place in our society definitely would implement my ability to pass down.
You can't coach like that. You have to coach through relationships. So if I'm going to coach a guy like what you're remembering is when you were coming up, if I'm going to coach a kid like that, well, he better really know I care. And he's not going to know I care by just coming to practice every day and coach him. It's going to have to do things off the floor that occur that he knows, hey man, coach cares about me, so I'm gonna let him coach me. So it's still similar, but man, you better have relationships with these guys or gals if you're going to coach them hard.
So do you recommend that, like going in relationship? I mean,
absolutely.
I think, as an employer or something like that, you can't just tell somebody what to do.
No,
they're not going to want. They don't want to do it.
And kids aren't scared of an adult talking crazy to them.
Right.
I mean,
I probably hear it all the time.
These guys
I did
today, man. They not. If you think when I was coming up, if
uncut version,
if an adult raised a voice at me or got on me and got my attention, these kids today, it in that way, and that's not their fault.
They're ready to fight when baby shoot you.
So you've got to have a relationship with them. They've got to know you care.
Yep.
And look, you can still coach them hard. We coach them hard, and you still can.
You sleep good at night, Coach?
Absolutely. Well, not during the season, I don't.
It seems like it wouldn't. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
So all I'm getting from this is, I don't, in sports, I'm looking at you as a person, like a mentor.
Yeah.
a therapist, a father figure.
Got it.
There's so many things that I see in you right now. It's like, it seems like you carry so much weight to people's problems. Like their mom can't pay bills. I mean, this is just me being real on like,
You're right on. man.
Yeah.
Right on.
As a personal friend, he is like completely a mentor.
so like
kind of guy,
you
man.
know, let's take
Completely.
sports are important, but like you have to worry about some of your players being able to eat at night, sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know, alcoholism is important through everything. You know, that's life. You have so many of these issues with these players that like they take basketball as their, you know, it's their passion, and you got to kind of have to listen to their stories and be there for them, and also you got to win.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to win. But what you touched on, man, that's we see a variety of things, and you see kids that don't have a home life. That's the biggest difference that I see now than I used to see is kids. And even back then, man, if you went home, you had people that were, hey, you got to be in by this time. I mean, we have kids that, man, there's come in when you want to, doesn't matter. And so, basketball at Gulfport High is a way for them to see something better. And it may not be basketball, but if we can teach them to sacrifice, to give themselves of something bigger than them, to learn a trade, which we do at Gulfport High, you learn to weld, you learn to build, you can learn so much there. When you get out of high school, you can go make a living. And college in for everybody.
Yeah.
But basketball is an avenue. What I'm trying to get at, basketball is an avenue that we can show them the right way. And if you work hard, good things can happen.
That's dope.
How often do you have former students and former players come up to you and reassure that you're doing the right thing? And how's that feel?
A lot. I mean, and you know, I heard 2 days ago from a former player at Ole Miss that played for us, is not playing professionally anymore in Europe. He's coaching high school basketball, and he wants me to come to their event over in Monroe, Louisiana.
That's awesome.
Do
That's
it.
cool. That's
Do
cool.
it.
So we're going to try to get that worked out. And then the players you've coached here, the former players.
Yeah, you had to coach hundreds and hundreds of them.
That's
right?
what it's about. And so that's the reward at the end of the day. I'm as competitive as anybody. I want to win championships. You know, I want to win them every year.
Right.
But at the same time, the reward is the relationships, right? I mean, that's where it's at.
So let me go with this with Gulfport School District. My little boy's 4, Oliver,
Okay.
and he's doing. We took him to not in the school district, Gulfport School District. We took him to other speech therapists, but we brought him to the school district's speech therapist, killing it. Like the one on Pass Road, Gulfport School District for speech.
Who was a speech therapist? Do you remember the name?
Miss Amy.
Okay.
But they're good, and you see how much like they develop. My son's speech is getting so much better because my speech is bad. I'm dyslexic and ADHD,
Okay.
so my speech is always.
So how did you learn being dyslexic? Did you have somebody in your school take some extra care of?
Yeah,
How did that
I
happen?
think
I'd be curious to hear that story.
it started going with well, so very young. I have cerebral palsy. I'm a Shriner's kid,
Okay.
so I have a disability, and I always had issues with my disability, and then slight depression as a kid, and didn't like wearing braces, but I had to wear my braces, yada yada yada, and then I guess it started doing testing on me, and then whether it was Ritalin, wasn't Adderall then, it was Ritalin.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to run a bunch of tests on me. Then I was hooked on phonics and speech therapy, and
Did the whole deal.
yeah, I went through a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, hooked on phonics, but I'll tell you right now, I went to hooked on phonics with my boy Eskimo that owns Quickly's in D'Iberville at the Sangani Boulevard, Quickly's. He owns that restaurant. Have you been there?
No, I hadn't. I'll
Fire.
Check it out.
Fire.
Check it out.
But me and
Good
him
stuff.
were both on hooked on phonics together. So I just went through a lot of classes, and I just know I have it.
So
And,
anyway, your experience with your child at Gulfport High School has been good.
oh, I love it because I told her, I said, because when I had it, it was like you had to do all these classes and everything. But the way these ladies are and the way they treat them, like I know my son's different, but I don't want to change him
Sure.
because he, I think everybody has stronger strengths. Like,
Man,
they're stronger in certain ways. Like I'm good at graphic design, computers, just certain abilities. And I see that in my little boy, but speech has never been my great suit. And I see it out of him, and I sit there and watch it. Yeah. But in the last 6 months, just watching him develop has been something beautiful.
Yeah. We got a great thing going. Our whole school district's fabulous. You know, it reminds me of my favorite quote. And we talk to our kids about it, our guys. Privilege of a lifetime is being who you are, by Joseph Campbell. Y'all read Joseph Campbell? Check him out.
I like that
Great
quote.
author.
I do
Privilege
too.
of a
All right.
lifetime is being who
We were
you
all
are,
wrong.
which is
It's,
really hard to be.
Bill Parcells was the
Okay, there you
recipient of the first Gatorade bath.
Oh, wow.
1984 New York Giants over the non-offensive Skins. Not
You-
offensive Skins, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Do you feel with the coaching and let's say, because I mean, like we're diving back into that, it's about winning, but
Sure.
these players, you've put people on that path of like careers. I mean, you have, like Matt was saying, you have that, like you've helped as a father figure so many lives. Do you does that energy go with you during game day?
Yeah, it does. One thing that does, and the former players and the guys I played with, the guys I've coached before, yeah, man, you carry that with you. And I tell our team every year, I wore that same uniform you wore.
That's sick.
And I walk these same halls that you've walked. So, yeah, man, we're all in this deal together, and you try to create family. You try to create. The best teams are player led.
For sure.
The best teams are the coach is there, but he's just managing them. The players are running the team, and these guys, these coaches, man, it drives me crazy. Oh, it was our system that won us this championship, or we made. Man, no, the players did it. Okay, so it's about the players. It's a player-led game, and
They continue to play for months after school, and
Yeah,
they keep
and-
playing. And he's
and-
always in tournaments. Like,
Yeah.
and when
Yeah.
they can take ownership
Typical
of your
summer.
team,
yeah,
when they're so invested in it and they have ownership, and you just need the majority to do that. But that's hard. But that's special. You can't put a price on that.
So I went through a thing, probably late 20s. I was dating a girl, kind of raising her 2 kids, did assistant coaching at a little league. I told you about this. You did too.
Yeah.
And I watched the dads live through their kids. And that was something that bothered me because I couldn't even go to the meetings with this. Cause like, I'm just trying to be supportive of my buddy. Shout out James. That's his old futon right there. James Bennett.
uppercut to it.
Coach Bennett
Yeah.
for the little league. He cares. He really does. But like, I'd go to these meetings and watch these dads live through their kids and get furious at their kids for not performing a certain way when it was about them.
Yeah, it's bad.
Do they do that in high school or leave you alone?
It's not as bad. I do see it some. It's we
There's a
talk about
line.
it as coaches a lot. It's
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah.
Because what the parent doesn't see
Oh.
is what that kid's going through
Right.
when he's around his peers, when he's around the coaches, and he just carries all this weight, man. And you can see it. You can just feel it. I mean, I'm big into body language, and you can feel it almost that when that kid's carrying that weight of, man, this is more important to my father or whoever it may be than it is me.
Shit.
I had a kid come in and quit, and he came in and he hated playing basketball. His dad had coached before. His brother had played for me, and he didn't want to play. He was into other things, and he came in. He says, "Coach," and he was really upset. He says, "Coach, I'm having a hard time." I said, "Man, you really don't want to play, do you?" He says, "No, Coach, I don't." And
He's
it's
a natural athlete too, probably.
good
Was he?
athlete. He's
Exactly.
a good athlete, but he said,
It happens. Yeah.
but he said, I've been playing for all the wrong reasons. I've been playing for my dad and my brother. And I said, "Hey, man, you're making the best decision." And so you see that, and you could see the kid it was like a ton of bricks he just took a deep breath. And that was one of the best experiences I've had to see this kid
Get to be him.
finally, man, be who he was. And hey, I don't really want to do this. And it's hard, man. We practice all the time. We
Yeah, you got to live it at that point.
Yeah, I mean, so that was a good experience for me to finally see him be able to kind of break free.
All right, I got a good question.
Yeah.
Favorite basketball movie? Go.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
I watch it every year before the season starts.
I like basketball.
Basketball. Mine's white men can't jump.
And I'm gonna tell you what, have y'all seen Hustle?
Yeah, I have. I loved it.
Emily watched it last night. I hadn't
It
seen
was
it yet.
good.
That may be number 2, and it could take over Hoosiers.
Space Jam is number 2 for me.
That's good.
This is the first or second one?
They're OG.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
The
do
first
that.
one's really good.
Yeah, the first one.
The second one,
whack,
wow,
man.
yes.
What's the
Many
one
basketball
with?
movies.
What's the one that was in? Tupac was in. Wasn't that a basketball?
Above the rim.
Above the rim.
Ooh, he had the razor blade in his mouth.
That- that's one of my favorites.
Marky Mark and
I'm a big
Leonardo
Tupac
DiCaprio.
guy, so I
I
would
love
have
this
to-
guy.
What's your favorite Tupac song?
Man, there's a bunch of them.
You're gonna get some street cred on the show right
Can't
now.
say them right now, probably.
California.
Run with who? I mean,
The one that there's a bunch of them. Is it California Dreaming? Was that one of them?
yep.
Was that? I like that one. I like
Eiffel for a second. NWA.
the one that probably got him shot, the one that probably got him murdered, the one where he called everybody out. He had just gotten out of jail. And he says, "Oh yeah, I forgot the DA," and he called
What's that?
Biggie out, and he called a bunch of people.
Well,
out.
Gary, which one's that?
What song was that?
What's the title on that one?
It was. I can find it on.
What
my
you said
phone.
was?
Gary's on. He's on laptop.
Yeah,
We got you.
Garrett, we got Garrett in
Yeah, we
there.
got Garrett.
The engineer.
Say Shoxon? I never heard that.
We got
A lot of
a
better baseball and softball movies, man.
got a few more minutes with Coach. Coach has got a
Yeah, give us-
secret meeting.
Give us some something that you would tell any kid who thinks he wants to play basketball, where to start, where to go, who to talk to.
Well, first, talk if you're at Bellevue or Central Junior High, we got great coaches there. Talk to one of those guys. Come to one of our games. Talk to me. But work. Basketball is a poor man's sport, and here's what I mean by that.
I know a lot of
Man,
rich basketball
All
players.
you need is a ball, man. We got gyms in Gulfport. We've got rec centers. We've got outdoor places. You can go make yourself a player. You don't need anybody else. You don't need a friend. If you're gonna go play baseball, you're gonna have to have somebody put a ball on a pitching machine or whatever it may
He's
be.
right. He's
Yeah.
right.
I mean-
You're nailing it right now.
Hey.
You're like, all you need is a ball.
Sounds like
Back in the day, I had the milk carton because I remember Cedar Grove for a while. We had a milk carton on our court. Like it was, they screwed in the milk
Crate.
The crate. Yeah, milk crate. Sorry. Good call.
So, man, all you need is a ball. You don't need any. And you really don't need a goal when you first get started. Learn to dribble with your offhand. What I mean, if you're right-handed, learn to dribble with your left hand.
Same with soccer.
Same thing, man.
So
That's huge for young kids is to be able to play with either hand.
So, Coach, last night I was watching semi-pro and they had mocks. He was it? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he was showing the no doing practice with no ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you do that?
No, we do some meditation. That would be the
he
only
does
thing
do
we
karate sometimes.
without
Probably.
a ball.
Tai Chi.
Yeah, Tai Chi right in between.
You do meditation?
We do breathing. Yeah,
Like Headspace,
yeah.
the app?
We do what's square.
He
breathing.
watched what's his name?
4
Kung Fu
5
Louie.
in,
Yeah.
hold it 5 out 5.
Coach,
So you
Hong
think
Kong
fresh
Louie.
then.
Yeah, Hong
Yeah.
Kong Louie. He grew up.
Coach, what if we did a part of our show? Like, we'll put it on iTunes and Spotify everywhere. What if we did meditation talk with head coach Owen
I'd love
Miller?
to do it. I'm all into that, man.
That would be
You seem like you
great.
got this motivation.
And you got a good voice.
Effect,
You got a really good voice. That's like, take your breaths.
Yeah, I'm counting for them, helping them, and I'm we do it at different times.
Speech
I think visualization's good. We try to think about seeing the ball go in, seeing where you're going to get your shots from, which they know. Imagination. I played with Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, formerly Chris Jackson, arguably the best player to ever play in the state of Mississippi, the number 3rd pick by the Denver Nuggets. And he always talks about, to this day, you've got to have an imagination to be a good player. You've got to imagine yourself playing against great players.
Could you get us? Can you get him on the podcast with you?
Sort of like an actor.
Can you pull us off?
Basically,
Can you pull it
I'll
off?
try. I'll
Can you pull it
definitely
off?
try.
Can you talk to him for us?
There's gonna be
Yeah.
a documentary
He might
coming
be
up
able to
at
talk to it.
fall.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
So we're gonna.
Yeah, maybe so.
We
wanna
know
talk about-
of him. We both know of him, but he knows him better than me, so I'm sure he could get him on here.
So we're gonna do.
You got it?
So we are working on a documentary, and this is you probably don't remember, but the Teardrop Buttercup. They're the clowns in the '90s that went around to all the schools down here,
I don't
Gulport.
remember. I finished in '89. I was gone.
Okay,
So-
what?
No, they're real. Like, they went to clown school, and they inspired us growing up.
Yeah.
Great ladies.
Really?
There's a few like the one of them owns a massive company down here that we're not
I
gonna
can't reveal any
we can't
identities,
reveal.
but it's coming
Yeah.
and watch.
Oh,
Just
Bob,
watch.
You two went to clown school together?
No,
I didn't
we
go
watched her.
to
She inspired that they there's two
Yeah.
ladies that went to our cafeterias,
Oh,
made $1 per kid, and would put on a show for us. So it was
the
best thing ever.
that's awesome.
We have
instill some morals in kids who didn't have anyone else
Trying to
instilling
picture
morals.
that.
Yeah, if you still remembered, obviously, it had an impact on
change,
your life.
change.
So,
Yeah.
so Coach Garrett, me and Matt have we have a VCR and a recorder from Matt's parents' house over there in the other room with the digitizer.
right.
We can
That's
digitize VHSs,
Wow.
Yeah.
turn them in MP4s like for your
We're
phone.
genies.
So if you have any stuff, come over and bring VHSs.
Yes.
But we took so we got the clowns videos from their stuff and we're digitizing it and we're going to do a story about them.
Awesome.
I don't know because they helped a lot. I mean, I was so excited.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about the upcoming season.
Yeah.
Upcoming season starts November, you said, right?
First game is actually the last Saturday in October. You guys, I'd love to come on for our season starts.
Dude, we'd love to have you. It's been
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So people can come watch you guys play Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays, Fridays.
and Saturdays. Some. Then we play over the holidays. We have a great Christmas tournament. We have a Thanksgiving tournament, which
You got the kids coming in at
we'll have the
Christmas.
best player and the highest rated player in the state
Yeah.
coming at Thanksgiving. He plays
Really?
for Madison Regional Academy. Josh Hubbard's his
Have to
name.
double team him.
Yeah, he's a guard. He's really good. And so
What about fundraiser deals? I know it's big, always
Yeah,
raising money
yeah,
for
absolutely.
what do y'all
we
normally do?
we sell ads. We do different things, and we can talk about that. I'll come prepared next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck
But
yeah.
yeah, we need stuff, and we've got a good budget, but our booster club's able to provide us some extra things, us and the girls. And the biggest thing I tell people, come see us play, man. You know, come to a game. You're gonna like what you're.
Dude, I want to go. Do you want to go?
I'm gonna go.
Come
Do you
to
I'm
a
down.
I
game.
want to go.
Come do a show there. I mean,
That'd be fun.
That'd
be real fun.
Do something there.
I'll be
Whatever.
commentary for here.
Whatever.
What
You
about
know,
the Christmas? The Christmas.
We've got a great
class
Christmas
you do.
tournament. We've got a lot going on.
The class.
Yeah.
The
camp.
The
We have
camp.
our
The camp you got at Christmas.
So
Right?
yeah, we got a lot going on.
So we get he's only got like a minute or two left, guys. Let's plug a few things and definitely just need to plug this real quick. Garrett, camera on all four of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. July 30th, we have Boating for Boobies. You can sign up at captainowlsgulport.com. $50 a boat, $100 for VIP. 100% of the proceeds go to our local hospital, Memorial Hospital Foundation, for breast cancer. We love raising money. Shout out to Stacy at Captain Owls and our whole crew. Shelly,
Love it.
she's getting engaged. Kai was over here. We got Randy,
Love
John.
I'm with you.
There's a crew.
The whole fam.
Coach has been there. He look, we're Boating for Boobies.
We talked about Cat and Mouse for an hour before we got on
Yeah,
this
and I live
call.
real close.
Why don't we just go to Captain House and eat dinner now?
Oh, it sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, great
But
spot.
but I want to say that is going to be we're about our city. Coach, you can come here, use this platform
Anytime.
anytime you want.
Great to meet you, man. Thanks for
absolutely.
coming.
Thank you guys. I'll be back.
For
Thank
sure.
you guys for
No,
what you're doing.
I'm kind of sad you're leaving right now. We try to
Yeah,
run a
yeah.
2-hour form one
Do it.
here.
Next time. Next time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, you guys. Thanks for all for
See you, bud.
watching, and we'll see y'all next time.
Take care.
I got the yellow ribbon. So, you know, it's okay. You know.
How many times did you sit back just relaxing? Understand movements coming in, yeah, we got the packs in.